Strikes turn, Origi turn, shoots!
Build the dream in FIFA 20, pay less and get more, and use the code TVM at checkout for a bigger discount. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome to another Team of the Week predictions, and as usual, what we're going to do is go through a lot of players. I'm not necessarily going to say, oh, this is a guaranteed inform. These are just a full list of possibles. Morrison up first with 2 goals and 1 assist in a 6-2 win. And like I said, I'm going to throw a load of players out there, even ones that don't deserve it, well, by EA standards, just because I feel like they've put in an actual good performance IRL. KUJAWA with a hat-trick in a 4-1 win. So obviously if you do want to enjoy the video, then do me a favour and hit that like button. It does really help me out a lot. And of course, if I miss anybody out, feel free to let me know in the comments who you think that might be and why. Up next is Connolly of Brighton. This is he's got 2 goals in a 3-0 win, right? And this guy's come out from nowhere. This was his debut, his Premier League debut, and I genuinely think EA will give it to him because he's obviously going to go on to get more inform, so EA will want to get this in as soon as they can because this is the stepping stone card. Next up is, of course, the gold version. Same with Longstaff. It's exactly the same situation, actually. Longstaff called up to the game against Manchester United. Just if you haven't seen it yet, right, go and have a look at the post-match interview with him and his brother, and he literally, I mean, like his picture on the card right now, he literally can't stop smiling, and it's nothing to do with I'm going to get a goal bonus. It's because I've just scored a goal against Manchester United. He got that 1 goal in that 1-0 win. We're going to do the goalkeepers now. We're going to get ZENTNER out the way with 6 saves and a penalty save in a 2-1 win. Goalkeepers are notoriously difficult to predict, so take it all with a pinch of salt that these may not even be the 3 that feature. I've given you 3. There were 4, I've left 1 out. AITOR is my shoe-in, really. 9 saves, a penalty save, and of course it was a 2-1 win for Levante. I've thrown in another goalkeeper here, which is a slightly higher rated keeper, because it's unlikely that EA are going to go with such two low-rated goalkeepers. They normally like to throw in a relatively high-rated one. And I am, of course, talking about MUSLERA of Galatasaray. 6 saves and a clean sheet in a 0-0 draw. I think this week you're going to see a lot of just random players in Team of the Week for no reason whatsoever. I've tried to include as many of those as I can in the predictions, but it's quite difficult when EA will literally give it to them just for showing up. Sane deserves it. Will he get it is another question because he's so low rated. He's got himself a hat-trick and 1 assist in a 4-1 win. It doesn't look like a great card, so to be honest, unless you're a fan of the club or the player in general, I don't think you'd really mind if it didn't happen. But there we are. Moving on to Daka. This would be a great card, actually. He got a hat-trick as well in a 6-0 win. Red Bull Salzburg right now are playing some unreal football, of course, pushing Liverpool to a 4-3 win at Anfield as well. That'll be a tough return fixture. And as a Liverpool fan myself, can't say I'm looking forward to it. Moving on to Clark of Vitesse. He got 1 goal and 1 assist in a 2-1 win from left back. But last week, they denied Tavernier from Rangers with 2 goals from right back. So if there's any justice in the world, he won't get it. But then at the same time, I want him to get it because he deserves it. So swings and roundabouts. Castelletto? Yeah, that sounds about right. Castelletto with 1 goal, a clean sheet in a 2-0 win. He doesn't actually look like a bad defender, does he? I mean, give him a shadow and you've got yourself a phenomenally fast centre-back. Why not indeed? Don't mind if I do. Moving on to Morrison. This was a midweek game in which Cardiff won 3-0. Morrison keeping a clean sheet and bagging himself a goal. From one decent-looking defender to a completely unusable defender in Morrison because his pace is just so bad. Not even Cardiff fans are going to want to pick this guy up, unfortunately, because pace is such a big thing, should we say. This guy's got a weird name because that TE that appeared at the beginning wasn't there when I was editing the card, and it isn't there on other websites, so I'm not sure if it even exists. I can tell you what he did, though. He got a goal, and he was crowned man of the match in a 3-0 win. Again, another semi-usable centre-back here if you give him the right chem style. Johovic, a striker that doesn't really appeal to many, but you never know. 4 goals, though, in a 5-1 win. You can't really deny him. Surely you have to give Surely you have to give him that for 4 goals. I think that's from the Turkish league, correct me if I'm wrong, but 4 goals is pretty difficult to turn your nose up at, even if you are EA Sports. Moving on to Dogdo. I've probably said that wrong, and it sounds terrible because Dogdo. I'm 32, would you believe it? What did he do? He got a goal and 1 assist in a 4-0 win from midfield. Again, it doesn't look like a great card. And that with 1 goal and 1 assist, I think he'll definitely miss out because they'll try and fill it with higher rated cards. HOURIHANE is... I've probably mispronounced that. HOURIHANE. Anyway, he managed to be part of that massive Aston Villa win. They absolutely smashed Norwich 5-1. He got a goal and 1 assist in that game. There is another player from Aston Villa within this Team of the Week predictions though, so stay tuned. Sticking with the Premier League theme, Adama, of course, single-handedly dismantled Manchester City, much to my pleasure as a Liverpool fan. He got 2 goals in that 2-0 win, and he already has a lightning quick card. I mean, look at the state of the pace on that now. He has 96 pace as standard on his silver card, and that will now obviously go up to a gold card. If they don't give him this, then they just don't want to do it because of the pace, and that is sad. Up next, the Frenchman, De Preville. He got 1 goal and 2 assists in a 3-1 win for Bordeaux, and these type of players with, you know, a goal and 2 assists, or 2 goals, 1 assist, they may very well miss out if they're not high enough rated, because, like I keep saying, EA will try and fill this with higher rated cards, because at the moment we are just over halfway through as we hit Theo Hernandez, and we're still on 80 rated cards. Hernandez, by the way, popping up with 1 goal and a Man of the Match award in a 2-0 win for Milan. I'm not quite sure if that was a midweek game or not, actually. I do apologise. Moving on to... if we do want to move on, there we go. The Hoffenheim Cam. Of course, they managed to pull off a massive upset against Bayern Munich. Believe it or not, they won 2-1. After going a goal up, they were pegged back by Robert Lewandowski. And then, of course, they went on to win 2-1. And Adam Yan getting both of those goals in that game. So I would all but guarantee that he's going to get himself an inform. Let's move on to Herrmann. I won't say it. You can say it in your head if you want. Herrmann with 2 goals. It's Herrmann the German. 2 goals and 1 assist in a 5-1 win. He doesn't look that great in terms of a right mid. If you turn him into a cam, though, then maybe he starts to become usable. But in terms of just a pure right mid, I'm not too convinced. 4-1-2 and 2 narrow note, though. You never know. Could be usable. Jermaine Defoe, apparently still playing football professionally. He's got himself a hat-trick for Rangers in a 5-0 win. Can't deny that, surely. Excellent finishing for an 81 rated card. 80 dribbling in there as well. Why not indeed? I don't think many people outside of Rangers fans would want to use it, but it might become useful for SBCs or something. You never know. Let's move on to Kearney, a Scottish player, but not playing in Scotland. He's obviously in the Championship. This is a midweek game again for Fulham. 2 goals in that 4-1 win. Again, EA will look at midweek games. I doubt this is going to be... I mean, this is probably a 10 to 15% chance of making it because EA hate the Championship. But, you know, we'll wait and see. That other Aston Villa player that I mentioned, of course, is Wesley. 2 goals and 1 assist and a Man of the Match award in that 5-1 win over Norwich. I did pick up HOURIHANE, of course, and I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it to him. But then at the same time, Wesley does deserve it more. It's just because he's a striker and EA will have their pick of strikers this week. So that's why. Derrida, you might be thinking, hang on a minute, he's in form this week, he's made a mistake. No, that's the whole point of this video. He deserves another inform, but he's not going to get one. He's got 1 goal and 1 assist in a 3-1 win, but he played an 8.8, and like I said, the only reason he won't get it is because he's in form currently in packs, which is a little bit silly. I mean, I kind of understand why they do it, but it is very annoying. James Milner up next, 1 goal and 1 assist in a 2-1 win for Liverpool over Leicester. Like I say, as a Liverpool fan, would be nice, really nice actually, to see this card because it would be a very usable card. In previous FIFAs, this would be one just to put straight in the bin. But this year, with how versatile the game is, you can use nearly anyone. Bergwijn up next. I've got him down as a cam. He might be a centre mid. He might even be a centre forward. I'm not sure. 1 goal and 2 assists in a 4-1 win for PSG. I've not gone overboard with Dutch league players this week because A, there weren't that many with great performances, and B, EA will just they don't care. You could argue Ziyech, you could argue Dumfries, and there's a couple of others in there as well. But we'll move on. David Luiz in a 1-0 win for Arsenal, scoring the only goal. This I can definitely see happening actually because it's a high rated card, 85. It is semi-usable. You know, with a shadow, you boost that pace, and then you've got a nice card. Very good passer of the ball, of course. Relatively good dribbler. Good defending. Why not, indeed. Sarabia. A little story about this guy, actually, because I think he played right mid or right wing for PSG. So the ones to watch will be a cam, but the inform will be a right wing. And, of course, he got 1 goal and 2 assists in a 4-0 win for PSG. And there's only going to be one player from that game, despite 4 goals. Alejandro Gomez up next with 1 goal in a 3-1 win. He played a 9.1. That's the reason I've got him in there, and he is high rated. So the reason I've mentioned it, and I've said it before in the video, because, you know, 2 of the next 4 players coming up, I can't see them actually getting informs, because EA, you know, they won't do it for such a soft reason. So they have to pluck high-rated cards from somewhere. That brings me on to Parejo. This is my shoe-in of the week. I'm starting that, right? I honestly think this guy is going to get himself an inform. 1 goal in a 2-1 win for Valencia, and he played an 8.3 as well, but it was a solid performance. The goal was from the penalty spot, but I genuinely believe he's going to get it. Mane could potentially half be in with 1. He's not going to get it, but and I'm not just saying it because I'm a Liverpool fan. It's just that he got a goal in that 2-1 win. He's now scored 50 goals for Liverpool in 100 appearances. So if they want to go for that sort of milestone reasoning, then they can do it. And they will be looking for higher rated cards because there aren't that many. And Lionel Messi is our penultimate player. And you might be wondering why. Because he only got 1 goal in a 4-0 win. Well, yeah, he did. However, he played a 9.1, which is extremely high. Considering he only got 1 goal. And they need a flagship player because they haven't got one this week. Moving on, though, this could be the flagship player. Carlos Vela. He's got himself a hat-trick in a 3-1 win, which is quite a big deal anyway, but he's just gone and broke the most goals in a single season record that was previously held by Joseph Martinez a couple of seasons ago. He had 32. Vela scored his 32nd in that game and then went on to score another 2 on top of that. One was a bicycle kick and the other one was just a cracking goal from distance. And that, of course, means that he's going to get a record breaker. Will it happen within Team of the Week? Will EA bring it out sooner? Will they completely forget about it because content the last few days has been, well, non-existent? I think there's a problem in EA headquarters right now, and a lot of people might be saying, what do you mean right now? It's been happening for the last 10 years. Well, I think they've got problems issuing content drops because there's a little advert that popped up yesterday or the day before saying that, you know, there's a new SBC in the store for a limited, or in the section where they do SBCs, of course, for a limited time, and it was 9 Golan's Ones to Watch. Well, Ones to Watch ends today, and there's no sign of him, so I think it'll either get extended or they'll just release it randomly at 6 o'clock today. But it does look like they've had a few issues over the last few days. Bit of communication would have been nice, just so that we know what's going on, but there we are. It is what it is. That's going to do it for today's episode, though. The reason I've got Mane and a few other high-rated cards in there, despite the fact that I don't think they're going to get informs, is because there's just no one this week. Like, Sarabia and David Luiz are the highest-rated players who are, you know, within, I wouldn't say guaranteed, but within that realm of possibility. Parejo is, like I said, my shoe-in of the week, but I could be wrong, and he's only 87 rated, so I'd be very surprised if EA didn't just, you know, pluck a few high-rated cards out of the bag, and that's why I suggested Messi. It's not that crazy to think of, you know, he's been injured for most of the season so far. It's the 7th of October, and we don't have an informed Ronaldo or Messi. Has that happened before? I'm not sure. If you have enjoyed this week's Team of the Week predictions, do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for new, of course, and until the next time, goodbye.
Football Index. The game changed. Download the app now.